Make action movies with AI. Singapore letting AI companies train on whatever, and the time AI caught what the doctors missed. All that and more is coming up right now. Today in the show, I'm going to walk you through a real life scenario that I just went through where I needed to create a dynamic cinematic action shot using the latest AI tools. Now, this isn't about the latest model or any kind of prompting technique. This is about bringing your old school storytelling, filmmaking, composition skills and applying them to these new tools and walking you through the whole process, some involving AI, some not AI, but I'm going to walk you through the whole process to show you how to get a dynamic, beautiful, cinematic action shot using the latest AI tools. Now, the first thing I did is I used Midjourney to create a little cute robot character. I went through many iterations, but this one was the one I liked. The next thing I did was I brought it into Google Gemini, where using Nano Banana, I asked it to give me multiple poses and scenarios. So there's a 360 walk around, there's a bunch of different moods, a bunch of different poses. That did pretty good. Now, the next thing I need for my scene is a blue sports car. Show me a blue sports car. No. Show me a retro blue sports car. Okay, that's more like it. Now the scene's actually going to start looking like it's going to look. So I asked it to generate the car in motion on a city street with a dramatic action angle. For some reason, when I was using the night one, it kept on giving me the rain-soaked, slick street. Wasn't going to work for my purposes. You'll see why when we get there. So I switched it to daytime and got this beautiful Los Angeles looking image of that blue sports car coming down the street. Now the action beat that I'm going for is going to be to have this robot hanging off the back of the car by the wheel well where it's missing a wheel and the robot is in the middle of changing the wheel on the car while it's in motion. So I need to prompt or somehow get that rear wheel off of there and replace it with just the axle hub sticking out. So I used FreePix image editor, tried a whole bunch of times. It just kept giving me different wheels. Then I tried Photoshop's generative fill. It didn't get any greater results. The solution ended up being to not use an image editor, but to use the image generator, use Nano Banana as the model, give it my image of the car on the street as the source image, tell it to give me the axle sticking out at the back with the wheel missing, and specifically say, keep everything else the same. And even then, I had to try it again and again and again before it gave me something that was just starting to be usable. Then I had to go in and do some old school techniques and actually just wrestle with this thing in Photoshop and get it to work. And the end result actually ended up looking pretty cool. Now I'm coming back to my robot. I asked it to generate a shot of the robot in flight with his arm extended out in front of him and his other arm holding a tire. I would probably, if this was for a client project or something that was going to be, a cinematic masterpiece, I'd probably reprompt a bunch of times and get that wheel tucked under his arm. But for our purposes right here, that'll do. Now, the next thing I asked it to do was generate a close-up of the robot's hand making a thumbs up. Why a thumbs up? Well, let me show you. Now you see, I've got my robot flying, but he's now missing his foreground hand. Why? Well, that'll become clear momentarily. I'm going to click on Remove Background. I'm going to open my image of the car and paste that guy in there. Now is when I'm going to place him about where he would go at the back of the car. Now here's the thumbs up on the transparent background. So I'm going to copy that, go back over to here to the car. No, he's not giving a thumbs down. It's how he's grabbing onto the car.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now, if I wanted to get real clever with it, I would cut off the thumb and rotate it slightly. And that's what I would do if I was, trying to make this perfect. But for what we're doing here, we're quick and dirty. And then here's where the magic comes in. We got this new button in the beta version of Photoshop called Harmonize. Now this is an AI feature. We're going to click that Harmonize button and then it's going to like blend and do all kinds of stuff to make it look like that robot was always in the shot with the car and the scenery and everything. And just like when you use generative fill, it gives you 3 options. That last one is the best. I could probably go again, but for right now, we'll leave it like that. And then I'll bring this image as my starting frame for the video. Now I'm back in free pick. I'm on the video generator mode. I've got the image we created just now set as my start frame right there. And the AI came up with its own prompt that I tweaked a little bit. It said to have the robot just appear. I said, no, he's flying there the whole time. There's a couple of different models we can use. These days, I'm finding getting great results with Sea Dance. So we'll select that. 16:9, that's what we want. And then we're going to click generate and see what we get.
Tomorrow for sure.
Okay, so as you can see, I have had to run it multiple times because various kooky things were happening, but I finally got a good result way up here. Let's take a look. And there we go. See the robot's flying. He's lifting the car up by that back fender. Now keep in mind that when you're editing the project together, once you've generated all of your shots, you're never going to use the full 5 seconds of this. So you're just looking for that one moment that pops. And for me, I think it'd be like right there when he's getting going, right? Like there, like as he's kind of just that little coming across move. This is the nuances of the filmmaking. But anyways, that is how you would go about creating an action shot for your AI masterpiece. Do enough of those in a row. You got yourself a hot action sequence, and you're going to be an acclaimed AI filmmaker. Whatever you make, send me the link. I want to see it. Now let's see what's going on around the world of AI. Google just gave Gemini AI new computer mode inside of Gemini AI. This is giving Gemini the power to see and click on websites. It can scroll, fill forms, navigate. Now, Google admits that this is experimental and that left unsupervised, it could misclick or expose sensitive data. You're basically giving automation human level power, which comes with a lot of risk. Now, for now, you got to think of it as a supervised intern. It's just a glimpse of what's coming, but this is something that could totally change the way that we interact with websites, the internet, and even AI itself. NotebookLM now takes your notes and source documents and turns them into narrated video slideshows that can combine visuals, quotes, and diagrams to make dense info more digestible. Now, these video summaries are not yet polished enough to replace human judgment, so use them as a first pass, not a final version, especially when accuracy or visual clarity matters. Singapore just became the first country to officially legalize AI training on copyrighted material. It's a move designed to attract tech investment and make Singapore a global AI hub. Now, of course, rights holders are pushing back. The MPAA and others warn that Singapore's rules weaken copyright protection, allowing companies to mine creative work without consent or opt out. Now, it's a bold experiment in balancing creativity and innovation, giving AI builders a legal runway, but one lined with caution tape. Major studios like Netflix, Paramount, and Warner Brothers are now training their own proprietary AI models, not to replace artists, but to protect their IP and reduce dependence on outside tech giants. Now, the control comes with tension. Unions are still negotiating guardrails for how these in-house tools will be used, and critics worry that they'll quietly normalize AI-written scripts or synthetic performances down the road. Now, Hollywood's pivot shows that AI isn't just a threat, it's actually becoming a competitive asset. And the question is whether studios can innovate with it without erasing the people who built their stories in the first place. Companies are now racing to roll out AI across every department. On the other hand, MIT just put out a report saying that 95% of companies see zero ROI on AI investments. Many teams jumped in without strategy or skills, creating what analysts now call the AI productivity gap. And companies are finding that the big gains with AI are coming from employees who build their own tools and workflows to suit their individual day-to-day needs, not from top-down corporate AI mandates. After years of unexplained symptoms dismissed by doctors, a man in the UK turned to AI. He entered his medical history and symptoms into an online tool which correctly pointed him towards Lyme disease, and a later test confirmed it. Now, health experts warn that AI tools can mislead patients or encourage risky self-diagnosis, and that without medical oversight, subtle symptoms can be misinterpreted. At any rate, AI is becoming a second opinion, but health practitioners want to underscore that it only works with doctors, not instead of them. And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Here at wednesdAI, we strive every week to bring you the biggest, the baddest, and the best from the rapidly expanding world of artificial intelligence. Watch the full show every Wednesday on YouTube. Get the news daily on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. Hit us up on all the socials. If you're making anything cool in AI, we got to know about it, so send us the link. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.